Good morning and welcome back to Ed Gasket. Today we have a very busy day, starting out with about 10 seconds of attention placed on the Audi R8. Remember 3 videos ago I had to remove the window tint from the R8 in order to pass inspection? Well, that left behind a nasty amount of window residue, and I'm gonna leave it up to the pros at 7 wraps in removing that window tint adhesive to prepare it for the next buyer. Yep, the car is still for sale. It's on eBay if you wanna go over and bid. I hate driving this car after a rainstorm because we can't really floor it. I mean, we can. We know we found the place since there's a gold Range Rover and a wide body S2000 in the lot. They had me park it right out front. They're gonna come grab it and take the residue off each window. So I'm an idiot. They're gonna take the car for the day. So I'm left walking home, I guess. How do people get places when they don't have a car? What's up, dude?
What's up, Mario? If you don't want to...
Later. Although the garage is only temporarily empty for the day, with the R8 about to sell, it will shortly be permanently empty. The most common question I get right now on the channel, how do you find the cars? Let me show you. Insurance Auto Auctions is an online salvage car auction that has real auction lots in major cities. So let's go to the one near us. Now, I don't actually go to the auction without bringing a backpack full of things like jumper cables, a spare battery for my cell phone, a small tripod, a jumper box, a microphone, a small suction mount, and then of course a large tripod for filming. If you're gonna go, don't drive a nice car. The auction's not really a place for nice things. Most people, myself included, are about 30 minutes from their closest auto auction. That's just enough time to remember to subscribe to Ed Gasket. The sign says it's not open to the public, but that just means you have to make an account online. And this place, my friends, is the auction yard. The first car we're looking into today is a 2002 BMW 330 Ci. This car allegedly runs and drives. It has damage to the front fender, the door, and the rear quarter panel, and the rear bumper. This era of BMW is very desirable, and I've always been interested in the old E46 BMWs. I love these auctions because you can actually go inside the car. You can see the windows a little jiggly, but we can make that work. We can fix it. Carpet's really clean. Unfortunately, this only has 2 pedals. Leather needs a little work, as does the rest of the interior. Let's look under the hood. Gotta remember, all plastic pieces can just be replaced, but we really wanna make sure this has a good engine. There'd be no bigger mistake than to buy a car that needs a new engine.
They gave it to me!
I don't have a lift in the garage. It would just suck. So anytime I buy an auction vehicle, I like to make sure that there's coolant and oil, especially coolant. Imagine a car was run without coolant and it overheated and the motor was no good. That would suck. This one looks like it has plenty of coolant. This little device here is pretty neat. Works just fine. Oh, shoot. There is a key. Let's see if it starts. Motor seems to run just fine. You're definitely not supposed to do this on the auction lot, but let's see if this thing moves. It's in reverse. It goes in reverse. Oh my gosh. It drives. I love this thing. Looking more into the damage over here, obviously this door would have to be replaced, but when I open it, I notice one real problem. The rocker's completely crushed and would have to be pulled out, which is doable, but it actually damaged the dash. I can't even shut this glove box because the whole car has been pushed in this direction. So it would require quite the pull, and that makes it sort of a turnoff for me. Let's see how much it sold for. This one sold for $1,125. Think they got a good deal? There's one car here I'm really interested in finding, and I've been walking all over the lot looking for it, and I think I know where it is. I spent about 2 to 3 hours walking up and down each aisle of the auction lot, and I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I'm here to find a 2014 V10 Audi R8. There's a lot of junk at the auction. A lot of it really just good for parts cars that have been in some seriously violent accidents. This one's just sort of hard to look at. It's hard to believe this went well for anybody. Not sure what's left of this vehicle to make it go for $6,000, especially since the axle's split in half. Now, what would you do with something like this? You're certainly not gonna salvage anything from the interior. For a sale price of 75 bucks, you get a rear wheel. Bet you can't tell what this one is by looking at the interior. Let me back out and you'll see it's a Tesla Model X, or is it Y? I'm not positive, but I think the red Christmas wrapping paper is where all of the higher profile cars go before they go up for auction. Also, I'm not supposed to be over here. Now, I've checked every single number on all of these cars, and believe it or not, I can't find our Audi. You ever wonder how they move cars around the lot at the auction? Studies show it's actually really good for the underside of the car. I've looked everywhere for this R8. Unfortunately, I think they might keep it inside, and I've walked the whole lot. Now, I found a lot of cool Audis at this auction, but I'll be honest, once you've driven an R8, there's really no other Audi that I'm interested in. I used the pictures from the auction to find out where exactly on this property this R8 was parked. And I'm standing right where it was, and it's not here. It must be parked inside somewhere, so what I'm gonna have to do is wait until it's actually up for auction and then come back to see it in person. Well, as I walk back to the Jetta, defeated on the day, I have to remember this YouTube video is only about halfway over, which means with just a little bit more patience, I'm gonna find my Audi R8. If you can't figure it out by now, I'm looking for another Audi R8. But for today at least, the vest comes off and we get back on the internet. One rule I always live by though, never let the day get the best of you.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Hey there, can I please order a junior chocolate frosty? Sweet. She has no idea what she just did for me. Is it worth parking the car for the first sip? Yes. Yes, it is. It ain't coming out. Here goes nothing. Oh, hey, you having a good time? If you are, be sure to hit the like button. That way we can keep buying these broken rich people toys, giving them to poor people to fix. The rich people don't want them back, but then the poor people can keep driving them around for a while until they break again. More good news is that the Audi R8 is finished over at 7 Wraps. They were doing some detail work, remember? So we're gonna go get it. Check it out, there's no adhesive whatsoever left on this windshield. They got it all off. What an amazing job. Huge shout out to the folks at 7 Wraps who did an amazing job with the R8. It looks really pretty and ready for sale. One thing that happens after you finish a rebuild is that you find you have tons of leftover parts that you didn't use. Expensive ones. In my case, I have an air intake from a V10, a knuckle, a lower control arm, a track bar, a dust guard, an upper control arm, and a tail light. Cha-ching! So I put all of this stuff on eBay to get my money back. Like this lower control arm, for instance, I just sold on eBay for 99 cents. Literally 99 cents. I bought this for $250, and for the second time in this video, I'm an idiot. And this is the moment I realized that all the parts that I'm selling, I'm gonna need next week if I buy that R8. Although I lost $249 on the sale of a part that I'm probably gonna need to rebuy next week, the good news is I'm gonna get my money back for this taillight. And the even better news is somebody's gotta drive these things to the post office. Oh my God, that's a brand new taillight I just dropped. If I'm gonna be losing money on this deal, I'm at least getting some free marketing through the post office. And this one's going back to Germany. If anyone in my friends or family need any errands run or anything this week, I'm your guy. There's no job too small. And there's definitely no drive that's too short. Guys, if you want to see if I end up buying that new R8, be sure to head over to Ed Gasket Garage on Instagram. That's where I'll post some updates between YouTube videos. Now, if you want to see what happens to this R8, you can follow along using the link in the description below that'll take you to the eBay listing website. I'll also be sure to leave updates regarding this car on our Instagram. Guys, lastly, if you've enjoyed the R8 build and you want to see more builds like it, you're going to have to subscribe to Ed Gasket, but I don't have any more time for today's video because I only have 5 days left with our R8. And I want to take advantage of every single one of them. So if you need us between now and our next video, we'll be in the garage.